Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, the more things change, the more things stay the same. This is a videotape that I've had in my collection for years. A double movie tape, 2 movies on one tape, Executioner 2 and Frozen Scream. I got this for Frozen Scream. Now, we have a DVD with the exact same 2 titles. Executioner 2 and Frozen Scream, this time put out by Vinegar Syndrome. Let's check out Frozen Scream. The movie starts with a couple making out. And when the woman jumps in the pool, this guy becomes a victim of an axe-wielding maniac. So apparently these people are being killed and taken to this laboratory where these scientists are doing some sort of experiments. That looks like some sort of implant. We're to a flashback sequence featuring a guy named Tom.
Tom Gerard, it's an emergency.
Sounds like someone might be breaking into his house. Good thing he has a gun.
Judgment Day. Time to pay your dues.
Unfortunately for Tom, there are multiple bad guys there. And they're about to knock him out.
Take a second, Tom.
Love that dubbing.
Believe me, don't you?
Tom's wife, Ann.
After I found Tom dead, 2 men grabbed me and knocked me out with a drug. The same 2 men murdered Tom.
He was ruled to have died of a heart attack.
It was a scary night for you, especially when the police arrived.
This is Kevin. He's a police investigator investigating 2 missing students. He used to have a thing for Ann, by the way.
Incorporate field trips to special locations, so...
Neither of the guys had any family to speak of, but Russell was seeing a young med student.
Ann has a bizarre dream sequence.
And...
It's possible Tom and Ann were involved with a cult.
Tom, why are you dressed like that?
Do you love me, Ann?
No idea what this dream sequence is even about. But it's kind of cool.
Good, you're awake.
We see our next victim. Victim of the axe. Mr. Gordon Lewis would be proud. We have another flashback here. Apparently Tom and Ann were involved with some sort of weird cult. I guess they used to hang out on the beach. And one chick took her top off on the beach. Not that we can see anything.
Immortality.
Apparently the doctor and her partner Spen
Did I ever tell you that I was married?
are creating some sort of weird zombies out of people.
John was in the army, so when the Vietnam War broke out, they sent overseas. He didn't want to go. We both knew he wouldn't be back.
I don't know if this is a dream sequence or what, but this is the doctor actually slicing her wrist. Kevin is investigating Tom's disappearance as well now. Or death, I should say.
That they would be involved in anything that would deliberately
He doesn't trust the doctors.
They're doctors.
Damn. I'm not accusing anyone of anything.
You said you wanted to come here and talk about Tom. Well, what does all this with Lil and Sven have to do with him?
I need absolution.
This is the pastor, I believe. He's about to have his life ended too.
Father. One sound and you had it. I have a message from Tom. He says that hell is very cold and lonely. If you breathe one word of this to anybody. What he was feeling.
Kevin narrates this
I thought if
movie.
she'd do a few favors for me and collect some evidence, that would be proof enough for the meantime.
So she's looking through the doctor's drawers. Ah, see what I did there. Here's the part of the movie where we dance. This chick is choking this guy. I believe that's one who got topless before. And she passes out.
Oh my God, look! I am a doctor.
Can't trust Anne to play the frightened rabbit
And
any longer.
eavesdrops.
As soon as she leaves tonight, you're free to do as you like. I've made you strong and skillful. Therefore, McGuire will have a difficult time assembling things other than clues to your disappearance for a long time.
There's Anne. And there's somebody up in her window. I have no idea what's going on here. Kind of creepy scene, but... And she's being spied on, too, by that guy. Well, Anne does some poking around at the laboratory, and she finds 3 bodies. I guess this is the frozen part of the frozen screen. If that's not enough... Kevin gets attacked and gets to a fight with one of those things and seemingly kills it. Anne was with him and she took off running. Here's a night watchman getting it. They're trying to get Anne, but this guy got in the way apparently. He got a glass shard to the eye.
All over.
Dr. Lil has showed up.
Feel your forehead, Kirk. That's right. It's hot in here. Your usefulness is over.
She has mind control over these zombies they're creating.
Immortals live in the cool of the clouds.
If you had stayed at the
And
party
then they
tonight
capture Anne.
and minded your own affairs, you would not have been brought to these circumstances.
You're going to kill me, aren't you? Transform me into one of your things like Tom.
Don't be so ungrateful. We are going to bestow upon you a great gift. Eternal life. Yourself if you don't stay out.
Sven and Lil have an argument.
Then don't make me do this.
He was going to take things a little too far for her. That's the end of Sven.
You don't know me at all.
Well, she
And
thinks
as
she
far
can
as
trust
Tom's concerned,
Anne
he's
now.
better off dead.
But instead, Anne gets up and turns off everything, which basically zaps the life out of the dead people. Well, the father shows up, the priest, and she thought he was going to help her, but nope. And Anne got injected.
I have something
What about
very
Kevin? He's in the
important to
hospital.
tell you. I love you.
I love you too, Anne.
But Anne isn't
I love
herself
you
anymore.
forever. Just you and I forever.
Immortality, Kevin. right, let's talk about the movie I just watched called Frozen Scream. As I showed you in the beginning, this was a movie I had on a VHS tape, had it on a pre-record as well. I originally rented and copied Frozen Scream, but I picked up the pre-recorded VHS years later. It was on a double tape, 2 movies on one tape with Executioner 2. So you got to hand it to the folks at Vinegar Syndrome here. They kind of kept the two together and put out a double DVD of it. I think that's kind of cool. Even the box art looks similar from the old Continental home video box, which is kind of cool. $49.95 is what that original VHS cost. This cost far less than that. So anyway, the movie itself, God, it's just a weird one. I'll be honest with you, I almost fell asleep multiple times in it too, because I'm a little tired and the film kind of drags. There's a couple of gore scenes, although the gore it's very red blood. It kind of looks like, it reminds me of a Herschel Gordon Lewis thing, although not quite that bad. There's one brief nude scene. There's a nipple you can see if you look closely, but it's not worth it just to watch this whole damn film. Strange film, stars Lil Stanhope, I think was her name. This was her first movie, I believe. She was a German woman, and she was almost 50 years old when this thing came out. She did about 8 or 9 other movies after this as well, including some with the director James Bryan. Just low-rate B movie horror crap is what she did. This movie here, from what I can figure out, it was kind of hard to follow sometimes, but they're trying to create immortality. But to do so, they have to create zombies out of people. How that helps themselves, I don't know, because it seems like the doctors doing these weird experiments are still human. They're not injecting themselves with these things, or maybe they're going to create these zombies with the hope of trying to perfect it later on, so they're not zombies as well. They can basically control these zombies, make them do what they want. But again, I don't know how that helps themselves. That doesn't make themselves immortal, so I don't know what the end goal here was, but does it really matter? Like I said, there was a couple of gore scenes, one nipple, and we had one eye gouging scene at the very end with the hypodermic needle going in the eye. Now, I've seen so many horror films in my life and all kinds of screen carnage, but the one thing that really gets to me are hypodermic needles in the eyeball. One of the Halloween movies, Halloween 2, I believe, had one of those as well. Zombie had a piece of glass going into an eye. Just eyeball pain is just, it just gets to me. So the ending scene I kind of dug because it made me squirm. So anyway, it's called Frozen Scream. I think it might be available on a couple of other DVDs. Now this one runs 1 hour and 18 minutes. Something I read online, so there's a 100-minute version, a DVD version of this as well. I can't imagine watching some director's cut of Frozen Scream, but hey, maybe there's another version out there, so I don't really care to watch a longer one. So I got this one. I'm happy with this. You can get this from Vinegar Syndrome. I think I got this for around $10 or so, maybe even a little less than that. I don't know, but check it out. It's on the tape here. DVD with Executioner 2, which I'll be watching soon. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. We'll talk about it. It's Frozen Scream. Watch it. Bye.